Hello and welcome back. So in this video we are going to discuss Kruskal's algorithm for finding the minimum as well as maximum spanning tree. Just to quickly recap, so given a undirected graph, a spanning tree is a subgraph of the given undirected graph, which is a tree, right? So tree means that it's connected and does not contain a cycle, and we have seen in one of the theorems that these two conditions will imply that there will be n minus 1 edges. So the minimum spanning tree is a spanning tree with the minimum weight. So our objective is to find a spanning tree with the minimum weight, and in the case of maximum spanning tree, our objective is to find a spanning tree with the maximum weight. So in one of the theorems, so we did the following experiment. We took the undirected graph and we started with all isolated vertices. Then we started adding one edge at a time. Then we said that important observation, which said that if you try to add an edge which goes across the connected component, then the number of connected components after adding this edge will decrease by exactly 1. And if you try to add an edge which goes within the same connected component, then it will introduce a cycle. We'll exactly use this principle since we want, let's say that we want to compute the minimum spanning tree. Then we will sort the edges of the given graph in the increasing order. We'll first take the smallest edge, then we'll take the next smallest and consider it. So our minimum spanning tree will just have initially all the set of vertices, no edges, and we will try to add one edge at a time during this process. So what we do is that consider the edges in the increasing order of their weights, then ask the question whether these end points will go across the connected components or go within the same connected component. If they go across the connected component, then we will add this into the minimum spanning tree. If they go within the same connected component, then I cannot add them, because if I add them into the minimum spanning tree, then it will introduce a cycle. So I just ignore them. So during this process, if the given graph is connected, we will end up getting n minus 1 edges, and the set of the edges that I pick are exactly the set of edges which are going to be there in the minimum spanning tree. Instead of instead of considering the edges in the increasing order, if you consider the edges in the decreasing order and follow the same process, then we will end up getting the maximum spanning tree. In this class, this is precisely what Kruskal's algorithm is. In this class, let's look at an example of how Kruskal's algorithm works on a graph. So in this video, we are going to study Kruskal's algorithm for the minimum and the maximum spanning tree. Let's first look at the minimum, how to find the minimum spanning tree. So we will start with a minimum spanning tree which has only the nodes. There are no edges in the graph. In other words, we are just taking all the isolated vertices in our MST. Now we consider the edges in the increasing order in the given graph. That is done by, you take the edge list representation of the given graph and sort them based on the weights in the increasing order. So when we consider the edges in the increasing order of the weights, just ask the question whether the endpoints, whether this edge goes across the connected components in the MST that we have. If it goes across the connected component, then merge these two connected components and make it as one connected component. In other words, take this edge into the collection of MST. If the edge goes within the same connected component, if I end up adding this into the connected component, then this will create a cycle. So we will not have an MST at the end of the algorithm. So if it goes within the connected component, we'll just ignore it. If it goes outside the connected component, we will take that as part of the MST. Let's just quickly look at an example. So this is the initial MST that I have. So the set of edges that are given in the graph is given on the right hand side. This is in the increasing order. There are negative edges. Okay. So now let's start with the first one. So I consider the first edge. Then ask the question whether it goes across the connected component. Yes, it goes across the connected component. I add this edge into the MST. Then I ask the next question, which is 2, 4. 2, 4 also goes across the connected component. So I will add this edge. If it goes across the connected component, we know that we have to merge these two connected components, get one connected component. Adding this edge will reduce the number of connected components by exactly 1. So we will end up adding n minus 1 edges at the end of this algorithm. The next edge that I'm going to add is consider is 1 and 2. 1 and 2 are in two different connected components now. So now next edge that I'm going to consider is 1 comma 4, which goes within the same connected component, right? So 1, 2, 3 and 4 are in the same connected component. Now if I add 1 comma 4 now, this will introduce a cycle, so I cannot add this in and still get a spanning tree. So 1 comma 4 cannot be added. So next I'm going to consider 3 comma 4, same thing. So these both within the same connected component. If I add the edge 3 comma 4, it will introduce the cycle, so I cannot add the edge 3 comma 4. The next I'm going to consider 0 comma 2. 0 is in a different connected component now, 2 is in the other connected component. If I add these two edges, so we will not introduce a cycle, and these two edges, these two connected components will be merged after adding these two. So if we consider any other edges, since there is only one connected component now, any two edges that you take from now onwards, it will go within the connected component, so we will not end up adding that. So the algorithm is simple. If the ask the question, take an edge and ask the question whether it goes across the connected component. If it goes across the connected component, add this edge into the MST, so which is equivalent to merging two connected components. If it goes within the same connected component, if I try to add this into the MST, it will create a cycle. So we will not add this into the MST, so we will just ignore the edge and move on. So we have got 4 edges in this. This is the weight of the minimum spanning tree, and the weight of the minimum spanning tree is minus 8. The edges that we collected during the process are exactly the edges in the MST. So if you want the maximum spanning tree, then you have to consider the edges in the increasing order of their weight. So the first edge that I'm going to consider will be 0 comma 3. So I will add 0 comma 3. This is the edge that I'm going to add. Next I'm going to consider 2 comma 3. So I'll add this edge. Next I'm going to consider 1 comma 4, 0 comma 1. So I'm going to add this edge. Then I'm going to consider 0 comma 4. All the first 4 edges are going to be added. After that, if you see any edge that you try to add, it will create a cycle. So after adding 4 edges into the graph, I have only one connected component now. In future, if I try to add any edge, it will go inside the connected component and create a cycle. So I cannot add any of these edges. I will end up ignoring all the edges in the all the remaining edges. So what I get will be a maximum spanning tree, and the weight of the maximum spanning tree in this case happens to be 18. So the summary is start with an MST with only the nodes, no edges being added. Consider the edges in the increasing order of the weights, and if the edges goes across the connected component, merge the connected components. If the edge goes within the same connected component, ignore that edge. So by doing this process, at the end of the algorithm, we will have only one connected component having, and you have added exactly n minus 1 edges. And since it's connected and has n minus 1 edges, this becomes a spanning tree. The claim is that this is a what you get here is a minimum spanning tree. So we will not try to prove that what you get here is a minimum spanning tree. This is what is known as a category of algorithms called greedy algorithms. This comes under that category. So when we study greedy algorithm, we will come back and revisit Kruskal's algorithm and see the correctness of the Kruskal's algorithm. For this course, for time being, we will not prove that this will in fact give you the minimum spanning tree. So instead of considering the edges in the increasing order, and if you consider in the decreasing order, what you get will be the maximum spanning tree. So note that the edges in the graph can be both negative as well as positive. There is no restriction. So now if you have to implement this sorting, first you sort the edges based on their weights. That will take order m into log m time, which is order m into log n, because m is smaller than n square, so log of m is smaller than or equal to 2 into log of n. How do we check if the given edge goes across the connected component or goes within the connected component? So one brute force way of kind of doing it is you can apply DFS or BFS from U and the MST and the current MST that you have, and if U is connected to V, then it goes within the same connected component. So once you have your the iterative MST, so whatever MST that you have, initially what you have is all isolated vertices, and you will adding one edge at a time. So on this MST graph that we have, if given an edge U comma V, if I apply BFS or DFS on U, if I can reach V, that means that it's in the same connected component. So in that case, I cannot add this edge. If U is not reachable from V, then these two are in different connected components, so I can add this edge into the graph and merge these two connected components. But unfortunately, if I have to apply, notice that I am applying BFS or DFS on the current MST that you have, and the number of edges there is at most n-1, right? So applying once BFS or DFS is going to take at most order n time, but that's too costly, right? For one application of BFS, testing one edge, whether it goes inside or outside, if it takes order n time, so I have to call this m number of times. If I call for every edge, if I call once BFS or DFS, then it's going to take order n into m, that is order V into E, which is too costly compared to Prim's algorithm, which works in order n plus m log of m. If this was the only way to implement Kruskal's algorithm, then nobody would have talked about Kruskal's algorithm, or nobody would have used Kruskal's algorithm in practice, because Prim's algorithm runs much faster. So in this class we have seen so what's a Kruskal's algorithm. So we did not prove that. So if you consider the edges in the increasing order, we will get the minimum spanning tree, and if you consider the edges in the decreasing order, you will get the maximum spanning tree. We'll delay the proofs for the next set of videos. When you study greedy algorithm, you should revisit the correctness of the Kruskal's algorithm. So the brute force implementation using BFS or DFS, we have seen that the Kruskal's algorithm is order V into E, which is not as good as the Prim's algorithm. So in the next class, we'll come back with a data structure called disjoint union data set, which will help us to implement Kruskal very efficiently, achieving the same complexity as Prim's algorithm.